If someone wants to buy the toilets in the cafeteria, talk to the archdiocese. If they want to buy the food pantry, talk to the archdiocese because they own that. They want to buy the parking lot between the 5th grade and the current convent, talk to the archdiocese. Any other property over there is us. We own that. The archdiocese cannot tell us we can't sell. The archdiocese cannot take the money from any sale because we own it. We have the title to that property. And the court cannot tell us that we have to sell, except for those couple properties that we just mentioned. We own everything else, and it is ours. Court cannot touch it. Does that answer? Okay.
This thing, yeah. You said Father Marsh will make the final decision. Is there any possibility that the archdiocese can overrule what Father Marsh decides?
Everything that we've been told by the archdiocese, by the CFO, by the property manager, this decision is ours.
I was talking with the bishop on Friday. Knows about our meeting today. He's praying for us. And there was a concern. There was a concern about many people that if we made a decision and the archdiocese didn't like it, they would not follow it. I talked to the archbishop and he says, you let me know. You write out the decision, okay, and as soon as I receive it, I will confirm it by a return communication. So he is waiting for us to make our final decision. This discernment process has been synodal process of listening, gathering information, and I want to refer to what Richard said about the Vibrancy committee. They gathered together a lot of information and evaluated, did a lot of talking with the archdiocese, trying to get concrete answers to problems that we don't know. It was just ifs, and ifs. We have to come to a conclusion so we can begin the new work. Since this is a synodal process, it's a process that the church uses. Everyone has a chance to express their opinions and their views, just like in a synod. And the Holy Father is there listening to everyone and to all reports of the commissions. In the synodal process, then, it's the Holy Father that comes with a final solution. He will make the decision. Okay, decision falls upon me. I've been working with the Vibrancy Committee, listening to all their meetings, their communications, their publications, and following along. They never met without me. I've been here listening to as well. Okay? And I'm sure at this point I'm going to take some time to pray, okay, and come to a final conclusion to accept the recommendation of the Vibrancy Committee. Okay. Just for a show of support, okay, a straw vote, okay, how many, I talked about, in the beginning I talked about having the green cards, red cards, and yellow cards. Green cards, okay, I'm totally behind proposal. Yellow card is, well, there's some things I don't like about it, but I could live with it. And the third, the red card is, can't live with it at all. I wouldn't expect to see any red cards here today because you committed yourself to accept wherever the worship site is going to be. But there might be some reasons that we don't know of that have not been voiced yet. Okay. So, I'm going to ask right now, how many would have a green card, would affirm the proposition, the proposal of the Vibrancy Committee? Okay, put your hands down, please. Those would have a yellow card. It's not a perfect solution, but I can live with it. Raise your hands. Okay, very good. Your hands down, please. Is there anyone here would have a red card that is totally against the proposal of the Vibrancy Committee and would have a very compelling reason that you want to share with the entire group for not accepting the proposal of the Vibrancy Committee. As they say in the meetings of the Knights of Columbus. Okay. Any more sayings for the red cards? Any more sayings on the red cards? Any more sayings on the red cards? It's 3 times, okay, and the majority from the congregation were green and yellow. But I will write to the Archbishop and let him know that our discernment process is completed, that we will choose St. Rosalie as our worship site, and then in these next months, we will slowly make the transition over. He can worship at both sites until November the 6th. We can look more at the possibilities for a adoration chapel in St. Rosalie. From now until the fall, you will continue to use your St. John Bosco and your St. Rosalie envelopes. Okay, but July 1st, you make the checks out to Mary Help of Christians. And slowly, it's going to be a transition. It's going to be a transition as we move ahead. Of course, it will be a synodal process. Okay, in many things, it's not going to be an arbitrary decision. Okay, we're going to listen to the people of God as we listened these past 18 months to find out where God is calling us to go. At the last meeting with the Archdiocese, okay, there was talk about the sacred objects, okay, in the churches. The sacred objects, they have to remain sacred. The diocese cannot store them, but they will inventory them. Okay, and like there are pictures or statues or whatever, first option would be for the new church, okay, to assume these religious objects into the new church. So the first would be for the new parish. The second option, okay, would be for the people of the parish. They would have a possibility of acquiring some of those religious articles. Question came out about church pews, and they deferred the answer on that. Okay, so I can't answer that. Religious articles, my first thought is with things that were donated, statues that were donated by people or families, they would have their first choice on that. Then afterwards, okay, the religious things that are left, okay, would be part of an inventory of the Archdiocese, and then new churches that will be opening up, which I don't see, okay, in the near future. Okay, they would be available for the new churches opening up, or for, say, a new church that wants a certain statue or whatever they could use it. So that's what we know about the disposition of the goods. We're going to continue the synodal process of listening. Okay, it's not my church, it's not the Vibrancy Committee's church, it is our church. Okay, and I'm so proud of all of you being here. And this was a process of discernment. Okay, in the beginning, we're talking about voting. We're going to vote. Sir, you find out as much information as you can. You listen to as many people as you can. Okay, so we've made a tremendous decision, and things are going to start moving forward. Okay, with the repairs of the building, with the formation of all new parish groups. It's going to take some time for the transition, okay, to get parish really going. And that was one of the reasons why, okay, I asked the Archbishop if we could have an extension while we form the new parish. And the Archbishop was reluctant. Okay, he was reluctant. But if you know the Archbishop, okay, when you're talking to him, and your phone conversation ends, takes some time to think, and he calls you back. Okay, and he called me back and he gave 3 conditions, okay, that we could extend it to November the 6th. Okay, we followed those conditions because he sees the wisdom of the process that we have begun, the synodal process. And in my conversation with the bishop on Friday, he was saying that St. John Bosco and St. Rosalie are a model parish for parishes that are transitioning, so that this is the way that it should be done. So the bishop is proud of, I am proud of all of you as well. And I know great things are going to be happening if we all commit ourselves to making Mary Help of Christians the most vibrant parish in all of the West Bank. On a note of sadness, across the street, the original church of St. John Bosco in the West Bank was erected in gratitude to the Salesians for their ministry on the West Bank. Also in honor of the ministry to the young, St. John Bosco Chapel. Then, when Hope Haven passed on, chapel was changed, and it's an adult daycare center now. And then around that time, St. Rosalie was expanding and Harvey was expanding. There was a call for a new church. Okay, and the people of St. Rosalie were called, okay, to work on building a new church dedicated to St. John Bosco. Again, a sign of the diocese's love for St. John Bosco. It's hard for the Salesians, okay, to lose church dedicated to St. John Bosco. But the consolation is that the church rising up will be Mary Help of Christians, Don Bosco's Madonna. And it's my hope, it's going to be my recommendation, okay, to the Archbishop, that some of the new parishes that are coming together to begin the process we began months and months ago, they give consideration to naming their new consolidated parish, St. John Bosco. So I want to thank you all for your time and your attention and for your love. We're not finished yet.
We're not done. We'll talk about that. Kevin?
Yes, sir.
You have a question?
No, Mr. Just all asked if I was still interested in the property on First Avenue.
Okay, we can talk later about that. All right? All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just wondering, St. John Bosco money saving, St. John Bosco saving, those are saved money.
So the question is, right now, I had said earlier that St. John Bosco has money in the bank. That will become Mary Help of Christians. The Archdiocese cannot touch that. That is ours, okay? They have promised us, they have talked to us, they have told us numerous times, money is ours, land is theirs at Bosco.
I just want to say that, and my voice is a little bad, but the Salesians have been with us for years. They have had such an impact on the West Bank and every place they touch. As we heard today, they have nothing to do with the problems that are causing so much of this. I never thought of the emotional impact of the Salesians, as Father just expressed, of losing that church. So we have to make it up to them in some way. But I think we just need to thank them for so much that they have done for us, our children, our grandchildren, everything. Thank you.
You said St. Rosalie had some debt. Does Mary help with Christians assume that debt?
Absolutely. All right, what's yours is mine, what's mine is yours. That's where we're going, okay? Anything else? We have a couple more things to clean up? Sure.
I just want to make a comment as to the way that this meeting was handled, very peacefully. I think everyone was very emotional, but no derogatory comments made or anything else. And I think it's a good way to start a new parish.
Give online giving, do I have to call them, or y'all gonna automatically, I belong to St. John Bosco, or do I have to tell them, want to give it to,
Okay, so Father had said July 1, start making your checks out to Mary Help of Christians. St. John Bosco bank account will exist for quite a while. St. Rosalie bank account will exist for quite a while. So if you make a mistake and write to St. John Bosco or St. Rosalie, we'll still be able to cash the checks, okay? We're just asking. Online, I will find that out, and anybody that has an online donation, we will let you know, or we'll take care of it. Or no, we'll find out. Again, nothing's changing in the immediate future, so.
I know everybody sees me in church. I work at a lot of churches around the Archdiocese. There's one factor that I know about because of my connections with people that y'all wouldn't know about. After Katrina, the Archdiocese lost their liability insurance. They had to go with Lloyd's of London. Lloyd's of London is the last company in existence that will insure anybody. When Ida happened, they told the Archdiocese if there was another storm the level of Ida the next summer, they were dropping us. And each church would have to fend for itself because the Archdiocese couldn't get insurance. And whatever your bank account, whatever debt you had, you would have to pay to fix your own church. And they were all going to be in that boat. That's still a possibility. Because if we get another Ida level storm, they will put that condition back on the Archdiocese. That's another factor that's not part of the bankruptcy. Because if that happens, each parish will have to pay for all of their repairs, everything, because there won't be any insurance. So that's something that a lot of people don't know about, but that's what's going on as well.
Thank you. 1 second.
My name is Jeanette Bourgeois, and I'm the secretary at St. Rosalie. And it was our understanding that sometime during this month, all online banking participants will be notified to stop their online banking in the names of either St. Rosalie or St. John Bosco.
So someone will be in touch.
My name is Wayne Allen, and I hate to be a pessimist, but what I heard here today is there's a lot of lawyers involved in this decision. And what does lawyers always do? Get it in writing. So all I'm asking, the Vibrancy committee did a great job. I'm very pleased that the turnout or the decision that is made. But stop it, tell you, we're gonna get it in writing.
Okay. Someone over here. Someone had a question or a comment over here? Am I missing anything? Any other? All right, over there. And It seems like these questions are coming to an end. We have a couple more things just to clear up, and then we'll be done.
I have two questions. One, you said that the money that we're getting for the grant from the Lord Academy is being split between St. John Bosco and St. Rosalie. Once we announce to the archdiocese that we are going to choose St. Rosalie as our worship site, will that still happen since the archdiocese will then be taking, I mean, that is their property now, will they keep the money, or will we continue to take that money with us? And is there a possibility that the Lord Academy would make the decision to rent some of the empty buildings at St. Rosalie, and move over there instead?
Okay, so the first question is, what happens to the rent from Laureate once, July 1st, once we become Mary Help of Christians? That money is ours. It becomes Mary Help of Christian. So whoever Laureate is writing their checks to, if they're writing them to Bosco, St. John Bosco was writing a check to St. Rosalie, it was being split. They write it to Mary Help of Christians, that is ours. The Archdiocese does not get any rent or anything else from Laureate. They will not, even though they own the land, if it will still come to the parish. Okay? And your second question was? Okay, so the second question is, would Laureate move or rent some of the buildings over at St. Rosalie? So we have the whole elementary school and the middle school, the newer one across the bridge. They are not interested in going to Old Harvey. We have had two other schools come look at property on the school buildings at St. Rosalie. They are making their decisions, they're looking around, so it's possible that we could rent or lease the school buildings to somebody else at Rosalie since we're not using them. It would have to be a decision that would be made, because would we, in the future, all right, so right now what we want to do is we want to grow Mary Help of Christians to be the most vibrant and everything else. We need your help getting your family members that don't attend church anymore, bring them in, bring your relatives, bring your friends, let's build Rosalie up. If that's the case, maybe we start Mary Help of Christian School in the future. So that's always a possibility. Pardon me? Yes. So we still are responsible per the Archdiocesan rule. So if we choose Rosalie, we still have to pay insurance on Bosco. We still have to maintain Bosco. It's still our liability until we do something with it. Either the Archdiocese or the bankruptcy court forces us to sell and takes that money, or, and again, what we would love to do, wait until after the bankruptcy, we get the title, then we can sell, we can do whatever we want, and then we keep that money. So that's the ideal. If this goes another 5-10 years, that's never going to happen. So we don't, again, can't say what it is. All right. Anybody else with questions? Okay. Let's clean up. Next steps. All right. What do we do now? First thing is, we've already made the decision that Rosalie will be our main worship site. So that's that. I'll repeat again. The reason why we're becoming Mary Help of Christians is because of the declining vibrancy in both Rosalie and Bosco parishes. We need to become vibrant. We need to get people involved. We need people, we need you to build us up. Otherwise, in a couple of years, the Archdiocese is going to come to us and say, close down. So it's up to us now. We need to take this over, and we need to build Mary Help of Christians to be the best parish, not just on the West Bank, not just in New Orleans, best one in the world. Okay, and we need you to do that. Again, we need you to become more involved if you're already involved, or we need you to become involved if you're not at all. Okay? Attend Mass weekly. We really need people. We need our counts to go up. Contribute your time, treasury, and talent. So, someone on Vibrancy, Nathan, had a question at our meeting last week. What if we were to go to St. John Bosco Rectory and repair it? That 30 to 50,000, that was insurance, okay? I mean, when you make an insurance claim, it's always more than what you think it should be. But if we repair it, maybe we put 5 or 10,000 into it. And then Laureate, so right now Laureate doesn't want to rent it because it's a damaged building. If we repair it, we'll probably never see that money again, but it would be an asset that we could have, that we could then lease to Laureate and get more money from them. So if you're in construction, or if you're able to do work like that, let us know. Please volunteer. If we ask, step up. That's what we need this parish to do. We need everybody to come in. Join an organization, men's club, women's organization, the choir, whatever, the religious ed, everything. We need people to become involved. The more you become involved, the more other people will come. All right? Volunteer when needed. I'm going to turn this over to Wade and Neil in a minute. They're going to talk about the Acts retreat. It's something that will help build our vibrancy. Last thing that I have, and then I'll turn it over to them, on June 29th, Friday, June 29th, there's going to be a dance at the St. Rosalie Cafeteria. Saturday the 29th. I didn't even look at a calendar. It's called St. Rosalie's Last Dance Reboot, Mary Help of Christians' First Dance. It starts at 6:15, the stores open at 6:30. They're going to have Nashville South starting at 7:15. Please come. It's $20 a person, or you can buy a table. More information is going to be coming. All right? Wade, Neil,